What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's a photo manipulation tutorial, so let's get started. Alright, so I have two images, the girl and the boy wolf, not the boy wolf. Okay, so now I've already done some luminosity check, balance the luminosity. We have different, it was different luminosity. The video is in the channel. I actually blend the two luminosity, but enough of that, let's get to business. Alright, so I'm going to delete these two. Now this one, select, go to edit and free transform, not free transform, transform, then flipped horizontal, and then we have this. Let's shift it, bring down the opacity, take this one to the right, bring it up, and then the opacity, let's take it forward till it start to get. Now I don't want the nose of the wolf to touch our nose, so I'm just going to rotate it just a little bit till we have something like this. Let's zoom in and see what we have. Now the head needs to touch the head. Flip it around till we have this black place touch this black place. Okay, so something like this. Let's make it bigger. Something like this. And you know what? Now it's touching our head. Alright. What an amazing photo. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. Okay, so let's hit enter, and then Photoshop is going to do the rest. Okay, so now that we can increase the opacity, and this time around we are going to select the image, this one, the wolf. So go to select, go to select subject, and let's see what Photoshop got for us. So as you can see, Photoshop has actually selected that for us. So let's continue. Now the next thing is to create a mask, and I'm going to create a mask by clicking this mask right here, and boom, we have a mask. Okay, so now let's make it look so real, and you can see the feather is not actually smooth, but you can come here, select the mask, go to, let's turn off the transform, go to Windows, properties, and then increase the feather, or you can go to just right click. Let's make that look real first of all. Okay, and you can double click inside the mask, and it is going to open. Enter, select a mask, and after that you can shift the radius out, you can shift the radius in. You know how we normally do it. So let's see what it's actually bringing. All right, so now we have this one. You can change the selection to maybe, let's say, black and white. It's what I want to see. Okay, so you can come down and then shift edge. Let's shift the edge inside just a bit and increase the feather. So whichever way, the radius, I'm going to increase the radius so as to create a smooth curve, which you can choose any settings. I'm going to continue for the sake of the tutorial, so not to waste time. And then we have this one. Okay, so now that we have this, I can actually convert this one to smart object, and let's see, computer wasting time. Okay, so now I'm going to blend. Let's say we want to match the two brightness of the image together. You can see this place. It's just because I actually touched it. Okay, let's match the two photo. No, let's not match the two photo. Okay, let's leave it like that. We're going to correct that next time. All right, so now on this one, create a mask, and just the brush tool, you pick that, and I just want to make this place look so real, so that we have this one, and you can see the top of our head. So I want to correct that, and I'm going to select this one, go to the exposure, and I'm going to bring it down, and it's going to affect, let's clip it, affect everything. I want it to look not too dark, that's too dark. So something like this. So now let's invert it, Control I, and I want it on our head, just on the hair. I'm just gonna paint it on our head with white. So something like this to make the hair look darker, like so. Okay, so you can actually reduce the opacity of that, actually something like this. But let's increase the feather, properties of that. and increase the feather just a little bit. Okay, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. So that's, and decrease the opacity just a bit, and then we have this one. Okay, I think that's actually fine, a little bit okay. So after that, shift this to the head, and now since I've actually merged, we can merge the two together, the luminosity of the two. So create a empty layer, an empty layer, and fill it, Control F5. Let's fill it with 50% gray, and then we have changed the blending mode to color, and you can see the difference. This is actually brighter and this is not bright. The wolf is not bright. So let's clip it to the wolf, select the wolf, go to curves and clip it to the wolf. The histogram changes, bring this one down and bring this one up till you have something too bright. So I want the brightness to look like, okay, I think somewhere around here is okay, and I'm going to click that to remove it, turn off this one, and then we have this. So we have that one. Now the image of the dog is actually saturated, and this one is not saturated, or let me say it does not have any contrast. So I'm going to go to hue and saturation, and either you increase the saturation, decreasing it doesn't match, so increase the saturation till you have something like this that matches the saturation of the dog, so something like this. And that's very important in photo compositing. Okay, so what next? What are the next thing we need to do? Next thing we need to do is to merge the layers together. Ctrl Shift Alternate E creates a stamp visible layer, and we can work on it differently. So I'm going to select all this, and then I'm going to group it and put it in a group. And this one, let's increase the crop, turn on the show, transform, increase the crop like this. Will actually do. I'm going to bring this one up so it actually look like spraying. We can actually also put it like this, and we have something like this. So okay, and since we have that, there is just little we can do, just blend the two image together with our, let's say, color balance, and this is just a color grade. Okay, so let's just decrease let's select this. I know what to do. Select the exposure and increase the gamma to have something like this, not too much. I want to create a dark, decrease the exposure a little bit. Okay, I think that exposure, we need to leave it on touch. Let's make it 0. I wanted to create, okay, a night. So that's bring up the color lookup table, and on the lookup table convert to day to night. Let's go to day, night from day, and we have this. Okay, but that's too much. There's another night from day, I think is moonlight or foggy night. Yeah, let's see that, foggy night. Okay, so that looks okay. I'm going to decrease the fill of that to like 50%. all right, okay, so create another one, which is the night from day. Go to color lookup, and then create another one, night from day. So we have this one, and then I'm going to decrease the opacity or the fill also till we have something cool and dramatic like this. We can also add another one, which is a tension green. Don't worry about the way it's looking, we're going to fix that in a minute, which is moonlight 3D, and that looks like this. Decrease the fill also till we have something like this. So we have different, this one I'm going to decrease the opacity or the fill to not too much, just like this. All right, now we can use the color balance too. Now for the color balance, is just a color grade, so I'm going to go to the shadows, add in some red, just red. Wow, just imagine. We can decrease, but I like the yellow, the blue looks like this. And not some green, put in some magenta. All right, go to the highlight, or let's start with the highlight. We can also add some red to the highlight, or maybe decrease the red and increase the greens. But I think decreasing the greens here looks okay. And then we can increase the blues. Wow. Okay, go to the midtones, and sometimes I like the morning evening look. Can in fact put in some greens. Okay, so I find a sweet spot for that. Nope, I like the sweet spot around -4, and let's just put in some blues to make it look like this. Now since we have that, I can now merge everything together, Ctrl Shift Alternate E to create a stamp visible layer. Cancel. It's a stamp visible layer, not saved from web. Okay. Alright, so I created a stamp visible layer, and look what happens when I turn it on. It's actually make the highlights look more. Just imagine duplicating the channel, I mean the layer. Alright, so we have 2. Now what next? Nothing. I just want to blur some parts, so pick up the blur tool, and I'm gonna blur where I don't need, which is the air. I'm just gonna blur it out like this, or the four. You keep blurring it or till you have something that won't make it show. Alright, so it seems the blur tool didn't work. If that didn't work, you know what to do. Let's change to the mixer tool brush, and I guess this will do the job better. Alright, so you know what to do. Just blend it like this till you get something. It's just to blend it together. I'm gonna increase the size, and then come on, that's too much. Okay, so like that till you have something to blend. So the reason why I'm blending it is just because I want it real and like so. That's just the whole points of the video. Alright, so something like that you can also do for the top. Alright, so if you find the video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe. See you in our next video. Thank you once again. This is Asa's Studio.